Years ago, I began collecting recipes. Some were my own, others were my mama's and grandma's, stored away and almost forgotten. Imagine my delight recently at finding this treasure from my past. How precious. Now, I share these recipes and memories with my children and granddaughter. Just another part of my heritage. And Miss Lucy's classic Cajun culture and cooking.
I'm so glad you could join me today because I have some great dishes to cook and a wonderful, delicious dessert to prepare with these gorgeous Louisiana peaches. First, let's go to Waterproof, Louisiana, where we will see how Lucy and I picked these peaches.
Can't get any prettier than this gorgeous Louisiana peach. And none any tastier either. These peaches are hand-picked as they ripen every morning. Not an easy job. They must be twisted off the branch very carefully. Mr. Miller, Lucy, and I take a stroll down Peach Alley while Lucy enjoys a juicy peach. They are boxed in the field. Next, they are brought to the grading shed. There they are separated by size and boxed accordingly, and ready to be sent to market. And what a busy day at the market it was. Many beautiful peaches were bagged and sold to anxious customers, worthwhile waiting for.
Before I fix my wonderful peach dessert, I'm going to show you what I would serve as a main course. So let's start with our Cornish hen. Of course, I'm going to put this in some hot oil, and I see that the onions are telling me that my oil is hot enough to start frying this, because you want your oil to be very hot. Okay, this is a Cornish hen. Of course, you can use a small fryer. Now, I rinsed it real well, and I'm going to throw it into my pot of hot oil and start frying it. Okay. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of women love for their husbands to fry turkey, but you know, you have to do that outside. And it's not often that you have access to a man with a great big frying pot of oil outdoors. So I've decided, well, if you can do that outside, you can do a smaller version of it inside the kitchen. So I've decided that I was going to try this, and it worked beautifully. Of course, you use your Cornish hen, which is a baby chicken, or a small fryer, because you don't want to have a large bird because it would take too long to fry. Now, this here will fry for about 7-8 minutes according to the size, because it doesn't take long, and it's so easy and it's delicious. Now, you do not season your Cornish hen or your fryer before you fry it, and I'll show you how that's going to be done in a minute if its time element permits. And when this is going to be done, that little Cornish hen will float to the top, and it will be just a beautiful golden brown. So just like your big turkeys that you fry on very special occasions, you can fix this for your family most any time, any day, you know? It's just real good. So, I mean, you know, you can serve it with anything that you want to. But now, the way I started using the little Cornish hens was when I guess I had been married several years, because we didn't have Cornish hens on the farm. We had chickens. And of course, Mama would go out in the yard and get the chickens. And we usually had fried chickens. In those days, we didn't fry turkeys or chickens whole. But since I have learned how to do this, it's just a wonderful way to fix it. And Terry, a friend of mine, was working at home, and I had fixed this for him one day, and he went home and he says, Mama, I don't know what Miss Lucy had, but it was a baby chicken. And she said, well, Terry, what is a baby chicken? He said, I don't know, but it's a small version of a chicken. And I said, yes, that's exactly what it is, because these Cornish hens are very young chickens. But I see this is frying real well. Oh, look at that, how it's turning golden brown already. Let me flip it over. Very good. Now, it's so quick and easy, and it's just wonderful. I love to cook chicken because it's very, very good for your diet. But now this is in oil, and you know how us Cajuns, we like to fry. So this really, of course, when you fry it real hot and fast, it doesn't absorb a lot of the oil. So it will be crispy and, well, it'll be like fried chicken without the coating on it, but it's real tasty. So I'm keeping on frying this. And, look at this. See how the onion's floating on top of the chicken. That's okay. And these onions really keep the oil from burning, so you want to make sure you have enough onions in there. Two reasons is that it tells you when your oil is ready, and then the second reason is when it will keep the grease from burning. And you don't want to use too much of, you don't want to fry too many in one pot, because your oil really has a tendency to get dark on you. And this is how, oh, it's so pretty. Oh, wow, yes. Now, very good. I think, you know what? I think this chicken is done. It was a very small one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it out. Okay, kind of let it drip. Look at that golden brown. Turn my fire off. And like I told you, I'm going to season it now, because this will add to the crispiness of the skin, and it'll make it so tasty. Ooh, that's quite a bit of, all right, flip it over and do the frying on this side, and your skin just is just so crispy, and it's a wonderful flavor. So now that I've got this completed, I'm going to go on to my casserole.